Welcome back. Let's now come to you to continue from where we stopped.
I don't know how effective our security agencies are in terms of undercover investigation, because if they are, they would actually be able to investigate a lot of crises, a lot of cases in Nigeria. They don't go deep into infiltrating organizations, agencies to be able to like get the real people who actually they are supposed to target. We see these things, well, people will say it only happens in movies. No, it doesn't happen in movies. It does happen in the real world. In a lot of countries, developed countries, have people who they recruit as specialists or special undercover agents. So if they have actually thought in this line and have deployed men as undercover agents to be able to infiltrate, the areas of Boko Haram, maybe they would have a lot of information that they are not able to break into that. And it shows or says that they are only just approaching them as if I see you, I shoot you. If you see me, you shoot me. So this type of strategy. I don't think this actually leaves a lot of room for the success that they want to achieve in this fight. Having said that, it is quite frustrating that after 500 days, these girls are not found. If they will be found, I don't know, but it is the hope of every Nigerian that they are found.
If you look critically into the current effort in battling these insurgents, you can see that it is strategic. It is not the war that will go and fight for 2 weeks. Boko Haram will come back for 1 month. Will go back again and fight for 3 weeks. Boko Haram will come back for 2 months. Yes, when the president just newly came in, or even at the eve of his coming in, Boko Haram began to step up its attack, and few days, weeks into his administration, we had a lot of Boko Haram attacks. But from current efforts that have been put in place with the appointment of new service chiefs, the relocation of the command and control center to Maiduguri, and the service chiefs themselves manning this command and control center, you can see that there's really a coordination between the troops that are prosecuting this war. There's a strategic, there's a strategic position that they have taken that is yielding results. I mean, we can count how many days we didn't get reports of Boko Haram attacks, and even if we have had anyone, they are not as pronounced as it were in the few weeks to his administration. We know that Boko Haram. I could remember when Boko Haram go and attack barracks and other military formations. I am very, very sure that they don't have the capacity.
If we look at these actions, some of the things that Abubakar had mentioned, and several actions that are being taken, they are pointers to the fact that this particular administration are serious about it. I have to express some level of I don't want to be pessimistic. I'm very optimistic as it relates to our counterinsurgency war. However, as it relates to the Chibok girls and several other abductees, which a lot of us don't even know about before. You know that, for instance, when the 293 girls and women were brought back, for us it was a shock. It was a shock that Chibok girls, and it's simply because after the Buninyadi killing of 59 boys, Chibok girls were taken, and then, it just became a case of, no, if we continue at this trend, then these people will get emboldened, they will get more emboldened, they will come into our cities and communities. The fact, the sheer thought that it could come close was a major issue for us. So for me, looking at the fact that several other abductees have been there even before the Chibok girls and even after the Chibok girls, it is important that an holistic action be taken. This is not just about the Chibok girls. However, the Chibok girls have become an entry point to this conversation. So the effort and the strategy that needs to be developed is to ensure that, one, the Chibok girls have got back, and all other abductees, both the ones that we know and the ones that we don't know. So if we look at all that, then we can indeed say that this government is paying attention to this issue.
It's all evidence to every one of us the success which our military are recording, and I believe they are seriously working so hard to do and to record more success. But however, the Chibok game is an isolated case. And I mean isolated because it is a peculiar case. This is like what the last person just said. Chibok is a peculiar case on its own because there's so much emphasis. The entire world is on the Chibok case. And because the entire world is on the Chibok case, it has to be handled delicately, and delicately in the sense that our government must do everything, even if it needs negotiation. They need to negotiate on behalf of the girls if that can get them out, because there is no evidence that they are dead and there is no evidence of where they are. So right now we must do everything possible to make sure if those girls are still alive, we should do everything within our power to get them. And regarding because I'm very optimistic and I'm very positive that in few months' time, Boko Haram will be a thing of the past in Nigeria. That I can guarantee. That I can vouch for based on what I've seen the military do in the last couple of.
If we would need any foreign assistance now, it would be in the area of more of intelligence than more of an kind of ground work, because our soldiers have done enough ground work. Now it is time for them to actually think critically, provide different kind of intelligence, and then see how they can use that to gather information. Use more advanced technology, be able to use these things to find and track the girls. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of tough because we see what is still happening. We see bombings are still happening, and our security agencies are not able to track and infiltrate this terrorist, this Boko Haram group. People are there. Girls are going out and bombing themselves and bombing people, and I don't think that any external help can actually do it unless they provide a different kind of intelligence that is not available at the moment.
We've kept quiet for too long. As of today, I expected every Nigerian should be able to identify each and every of those girls. So even if they are probably in transit or whatever, you can say, oh, this is somebody I've seen. But nobody today, even if they walk past you just in the name of just walking past you, you can identify them. You don't know them. Even if they go past the military, they don't know them. But by now, I think the entire world should be able, on a daily basis, we should constantly put their pictures out so that we know these are the girls we are looking for. Even if peradventure they are, I'm just trying to say this, if peradventure they are dead, but at least everybody will know that our government did what they needed to do. That's where we all know, we can all see their pictures, we can all know these are the people we are looking for, we know how many they are, and at least we all take it off from there.
All right, guys, thank you for coming on the program this day. That's all we can take on this edition of the program. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll be joined by Bola Dale Adekoya for more analysis. Please join us again.